The Ultimate Test Guide is now open for enrollment. Over 100 of the most common tests women deploy in any and all situations. Get a 40% discount and over 200 hours of bonus content this weekend only. Enroll this weekend and get a coupon credit in the amount of your enrollment towards Womanese Volume 3. Link in description. Interracial dating. And let's keep it real. The only interracial dating that anybody in the world seems to care about are relationships between black men and white women.
Yeah.
Now, it's often been said, and there are content creators out there, and I'm sure you catch heat for a lot of different reasons, but there are content creators out there or black men who say, if you are not dating a black woman, right? If you are dating a white girl, then you do not have permission to speak on black women or the black community. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
I disagree and agree.
Okay.
You know, it's like you got to have a dog in the fight. You know, like first of all, that's really a poor statement to make, because it's like saying you can't be white and have an opinion on the black community.
Oh wow! Now see, there I am bristling. Like, wow, okay.
You know,
but that makes sense though. It's an opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, like it. You can see why somebody would come to that conclusion.
Sure.
Right? So can a white person have an opinion on the black community? The first response to me is no, right?
And
the second response is yes. Or is it a qualified opinion?
Ah, there we go. That makes sense.
You know, if you have a qualified opinion, we want to hear it. But if you have an unqualified opinion, then no, it's not. It's
that
worthless.
Makes sense,
right? Yeah, it's like being on the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And a Redskin player comes into it.
You just said Redskins. Watch out. Remember, they're the Washington football team, right?
Yeah,
oh, my God, you're going to get deplatformed here.
Or the Raiders.
Yeah, oh, yes, the Raiders. There we go. Thank you.
That's even worse.
Oh, my God.
I'm surprised they haven't changed that name
I swear to God, man.
Because it's just as derogatory.
It is, dude. See, people don't know, man. Yes, Raiders is absolutely, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's like having somebody, you know, it's like, if you're not going to give me the playbook on the enemy, get out of here, right?
Right.
But if you have something you can value, it's like, all right, we'll listen to you, but I'm kind of looking at you funny, right? Because you play for the other team.
Sure.
So, you know, you look at that same way in international, interracial relationships, where you're like, yeah, you black and you got this black opinion, but you playing for the other team. Or are they playing, or is your lady playing for our team?
Right.
And that's where the question becomes, right?
Whose team are we playing for?
Right.
Yeah.
Or have both of you said, we ain't playing for any team and we're living our life as two individuals?
That's interesting.
Right. And I believe that everyone should have the freedom to say,
yeah,
this whole system that was created to divide, we're not playing. We're going to live our life by our own rules. I think everybody has the right to do that and say, I'm not black, I'm not white, this is my lady, this is my man, this is how we're going to live our lives. That's called free will, and nobody should take that from anybody. And I support everybody's right to do that. Now, if you're going to come into the black community and you have a white lady and y'all are doing work for the black community, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
We're benefiting.
Right.
Now, if you have you're a black man and you have a white lady on your arm, but you're detracting from the black community,
right,
then you're going to definitely get zeroed in on more than a guy who's married to a black lady and detracting from a black community. You know what I mean?
That makes perfect sense.
But it's so much nuance around interracial relationships. And I like you way you preface this. Like, what about all the other interracial relationships, right? Like,
why is it the white girl? Why is it the brothers with the white girls that catch the heat, right?
Yeah, or vice versa.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because white women in America live the best lives of any class of human on the planet. There's no other race of woman that I've seen that gets treated any better than white girls. And I think part of that disdain is the fact that white girls get everything. Dude, they can talk their way out of tickets. I mean, I'm sure there are white women in prison, but I mean, relative to the number of other, races and sexes, they skate by on everything. If their soup is too cold or their salad is too hot, like, right. Obviously that's not the case with everybody, but
that's because white women have mastered being feminine.
Oh boy. It's amazing how that works, right?
Yeah. Asian women know how to be feminine too, right? Erica Lachey came on my channel and she said something prolific. She said, white women are the only women who were, I believe she said, given the space to be feminine.
That's true.
And black women have this pressure put upon us that we gotta be, so strong black woman. It's like strong gives off that masculine vibe.
That's right.
Why does a woman have to be strong? Like, relax. Like, she should be able to be a woman and be in her feminine state, and not have to be so shielded and guarded all the time.
That's my thing. I think one of the main differences between, let's just say, black women and white women is that woman for woman, white women are more feminine than black women. And I think that and listen, there are many other elements to this, and just like I said, many other nuances to this, but at the end of the day, femininity unlocks more doors than it closes, right?
Did you catch more bees with honey?
I'll put a bow on this whole you can't speak on white women, on black women if you date white women. If I drove a Honda in my 20s, right, and then decided to go over to Toyota because I didn't like Hondas anymore, that doesn't mean that my opinion of Hondas in my 20s is disqualified.
Right.
I have experience driving Hondas. Just because I drive a Toyota now doesn't mean that I don't understand what it's like to drive a Honda. Now, maybe Hondas have come a long way. Who knows? Maybe I'll decide to drive a Honda in the future. But I think what you said is perfect. It really does have to be a qualified opinion. So I understand where people are coming from in that regard. But you also have to understand is that some people, when they say this, it's not really in good faith, right? There are some content, I'm sure you have content creators who don't like you. Some content creators just don't like me. Some black content creators don't like me. And they use my white girlfriend as a proxy to just come out, well, he shouldn't speak. No, it's just that you don't like me. And that's okay. But don't be if you don't like me, just say, listen, you know what, that nigga Donovan, don't really like him that much. It has nothing to do with my choice in women or whether I talk about black women or white women. I think that so many people, when they go after people, it's just in bad faith. What is your experience with that? People coming after you for what you feel like is a bullshit reason, but they just don't like you.
That's why I keep my lady off the internet and all that stuff off the internet.
Man.
It's like people come straight for your lady.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, come at me, bro. Don't come at my lady.
Yep. To watch the rest of this interview, go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. The link is in the description.